Okay, so now we're going to move on to the grand prize winners, and we have a special guest for you here that we're going to introduce in a minute. But right now, I am going to tell you an explanation of the process of how we pick our winners. All three winners in each category were placed in the drop box for our grand prize judge to listen to and pick the grand prize winners. The song titles are in alphabetical order, so he doesn't know which category they're entered into, and he uses the same score sheet as the category judges, and in rating each song from 1 to 10 on hook, melody, lyric, structure, originality, and truth. So it's unknown to the judge how each song placed in its category. They're all just equal when he gets it. They're on an equal level again. So in the past, we've had an honorable mention win the grand prize, and then also the judge does not know who the songwriter or singer is. So it's a very blind judging. So I promised you that we had a special guest for you, and it is Roy Elkins, who is a well-known entrepreneur and who has been leading the music industry innovations for over 30 years. In 1999, he founded BROADJAM, which serves independent musicians and industry giants such as the Academy of Country Music, CRB, and NAMM. BROADJAM.com boasts over 200,000 members and provides web hosting, contest, pro reviews, and a licensing service, which has connected over 18,000 songs to music supervisors around the globe. Prior to BROADJAM, he held an executive position at Sony Foundry and Ensoniq Corporation. Recently, he launched the Between the Waves Conference and Festival in Madison, Wisconsin, which is so wonderful. I had a chance to attend, and it is fun and wonderful. And that conference provides musicians the knowledge to make a living making music. Roy is an accomplished musician and songwriter who thoroughly understands and loves the musician's world. So each year, Roy does an extensive critique of the songs, and we place his comments on our website. BROADJAM has been our online submission partner since 2000, and thanks to our ex-president, I should say past president, Sherry Davis, who was president in 1999 and 2000, and she found Roy. She connected us up to Roy, and what a gem. We love Roy. We are so happy to have Roy joining us today to announce the winners.
Thank you, Barb. Can you hear me okay?
We hear you great.
Okay, great. Thanks. Well, thank God 2020 is over, huh, everybody?
Yes.
You know, it was a challenging year for all of us, but one of the highlights for me, as always, judging the Dallas Songwriters Association contest, and I got to tell you, I as Barb said, we have 200,000 members from every country in the world, and we participate in a lot of different programs for a lot of different songwriting and musician groups, and there's nothing like DSA. I got to hand it to Barb and Harry and Michael and all the people involved down there. It is the premier songwriting contest or songwriting organization in the world. What you guys do for songwriters is just amazing, and congratulations and thank you on behalf of all the great writers.
Thank you, Roy.
In a typical year, when I'm judging the contest, I spend a lot of time in my car listening to music. But like many others this year, I wasn't in my car a lot. I was home. And so, but I still got I still managed to listen to the songs a lot. And I just love doing this because I love, like many people that are here, we love listening to music, especially original music. And then usually I narrow it down to about 10 songs or 15 songs after the first, few listens. This year, it was just, it was very difficult. There wasn't, the leader didn't emerge till later. or the winner didn't. And many of them that I really loved at first, well, I didn't quit loving them. It's just I love something more. And this year was the first year too. I decided to give a little feedback on every song. So I don't know if you guys have posted my feedback yet. I don't think so because it's got the winner in it. But
yes, we haven't posted it yet, but we will be posting
okay,
it tonight.
okay. So you should be able to go. I just being home and not commuting, I had a little more time to write. So I wrote a little feedback on every song that I listened to this year, which was I think 28 or 29 songs.
Yeah.
And so, and by the way, when you read through this feedback, I believe that every song that is written, there's something really good about it. There's either, it could be the worst production, the worst singer in the world, whatever, but it is really, there's an inspiration, there's something good about the song, and that's what I try to find. And I also believe, on the other hand, that every song could use another thought to it. So I always kind of phrase things like, if this was my song, this is what I would do, because it's just an opinion. What I'm offering here is just an opinion. Like Barb said, we had an honorable mention win one year. Well, somebody else didn't pick it to win the category, but so it's just all opinion. But I like to offer just the input, like if this was my song, this is what I would do. It doesn't mean it's right, it's just my thoughts. I'm fortunate because I get to listen to about 30 to 40 songs every day for a living. This is what I do to try to find songs, and it's just amazing how much great talent there is out there, like what we just witnessed. The other point I always like to make when I do this is that if I listened for another month, there might be a different winner, just because that's how songs evolve in our head. Sometimes you listen to a song, you don't like it, but over and over and over again, you find that, man, this is really a good song, and I'm really connecting with it. And songs like Don't Say Ever Again, like we just heard today, and the song Word Man and Zip Code and Someone to Miss Me, they all grew on me as the time went on. And then there were some very original and unique pieces in the contest this year, such as Wonder Boy, which we heard, and So High, again, very unique and very current songs. They could be on the radio right now. And there's many songs like That's My Name and The Balladeer and Cole, Until My Last Breath, 1309 North Austin, Way Back Home, hit me personally because they were just, so many of them were, I swear these guys wrote those songs about me. And I say that egotistically, I guess, but because I could relate. And that's what great songwriting is, when the listener can really relate to what's being written. Thank God I couldn't relate to Flying Disco Chicken or Parking Cars on Mars. But with songs like that and the Windmill Bar and Grill, those are very creative lyrics. Far out lyrics. And I kind of wondered what you guys are smoking down there in Dallas when I read through some of those lyrics. But the titles alone make the imagination just really fly. And but whatever it is that's going on down there, you might want to offer it to the Cowboys, because they didn't have very good year this year, I don't think, if I remember. This is where everybody clicks off the screen, I guess.
You're right, Roy. They do need a little help, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I'll get the hate mail here shortly. But by the way, the Packers are having a real good season, and I just. But anyway, that's. I won't dig at the Cowboys anymore. All right, let's get all the kidding aside. And but if I don't, I've done this a long time now. I don't know how long I've judged the contest. It's probably 15 years now. But I don't know if I've ever enjoyed it more than this year. Maybe it's because I was at home and I could listen to my studio and I could, really engage in the songs rather than driving. But I really enjoyed it. And it was my silver lining to a miserable year for all of us. And I just want to point out a couple of things before I get into the winners. And as I go through, there's a couple of songs the song The Balladeer, for example. If you're a writer, go listen to that song. I've written a lot of songs like everybody on this call. Go listen to that song. And it is just a phenomenal song about songwriting. the song Coal, which we just heard, and Flying Disco Chicken, and another great song, Forever Now, great instrumental, beautiful song, Going Home. And it's about singing to God. But it's a great hook. The hook is not going far, just going home. And I still get chills. I'm just right now when I think about it, because I don't, the question is the person dying? Just a great song. And I've always said this there's so many genres, and I think the CCM genre is one of these where, we can sing to God, but from a commercial perspective, we got to find a different way to do it than just worship and praise. And this is a wonderful, wonderful song that is very, very marketable right now. And Goodnight Moon was another one that it caught my attention because it's a famous children's book, and to kind of turn it into an adult fairy tale, that was just awesome the way it was done. Make America is very current. Mendocino Sunrises is an amazingly haunting melody to it. And it's just, I love this song, but I'm still trying to figure out what the real connection is, because it's just, and New Sight is another one I just mentioned about singing to God, that finding a different way to do it. And boy, this song does as well. And I just love this song. And everything about this production was good, but the song is just very, very powerful. Parking Cars on Mars, we heard So High, just the wonderful thing about this song, and again, all these ones, if you can just listen to this whole list at some point, the rhythmic and melodic contrast between the verse and the chorus is just, and we heard that a minute ago, just, from a staccato verse to a beautiful melody in the chorus, just awesome. Someone to Miss Me. And again, I think we just heard that a few minutes ago. But another thing that really brings songs out words out are the inline rhymes. Like in this song, words I've said, tears I've shed, life I've led. When you can get that rhythm going with the vocal inside the song, it's just really, really awesome. Summer Days and The Soldier's Window, Till My Last Breath, kind of reminded me of my wife. And again, it hit home. Way back when, another one that reminded me. And The Windmill Bar and Grill, this is just a very entertaining song that is about a whole bunch of famous people going into a bar. And it's really clever how the lyric is written. But one of the lines is, Marie Antoinette keeps asking, what's for dessert? And I just cracked up when I heard that line. And it's just such it's one of these songs you cannot wait to hear the next line. So, and then another great worship and praise song, With Your Love, Oh God. And Wonder Boy, this song could be, the production could be on the market today. It was so, and I think we just heard that a few minutes ago. It was just an awesome song, and great performance. Again, very current. Song Word Man. Man, if I was the writer of this, I would get this to Katy Perry in a second. This is exactly the kind of song she sings. I would figure out how to get it to her. I would redo the mix before I got it to her. I thought the drums, was just kind of muddy through most of the song, but it's really a good song. And Zip Code, which I just want to make a comment about this song. This moved up the list fast for me. I didn't connect with it at first. And the reason is because it's like this upbeat song about a kid, about a child's dad dying. And I believe the mother died in the song as well. Wants to know if you can call heaven. But here's my interesting take on this. If an adult sang this song, it just wouldn't work. The fact that they chose a kid to sing this song makes it a better song. And, while I don't try to consider production in any of this, because this isn't a production contest, but it was almost hard to ignore it here, because if it was an adult singing it, I wouldn't even consider it, because it just had to be delivered by a kid. So I'll jump back up to the top, and thank you for everybody for these great songs. It's just, it's one of the great joys of my life that I get to listen to music all day for a living. And let me just get back up to the top here. A second. I just got to get back to the top of my screen so I can get back to where I was. Sorry about this. So, you know, when I go through this, like I said, I listen a lot to the songs, and I think two of the top three grew on me and grew into the top three places. And one is the third place winner, which is called On the Caravan. And this is an instrumental song. And like children's songs, instrumental songs, it's very hard to win a songwriting contest when you're writing instrumentals or writing children's songs, unless they're just exceptional. And one of the great children's songwriters in the country today just performed for us a minute ago, Randy Sauer. I've always admired his writing and how he just connects with kids and writes great songs. But this song, On the Caravan, is as I wrote, is a special piece of music. And I don't know if I could ever talk about this adequately. The writer and the player, as you're listening to this, you can hear that this writer and the players who performed it have listened to all kinds of music throughout their life. You can hear their influences. It's complex and beautiful, and it's delivered with simplicity and grace. And the rhythm of the instruments slightly changed during the course of the song, but the groove remains the same. And it's just almost impossible to do with the eloquence they did. But for example, at 53 seconds in the song, one can feel it building, and another at 3:15. And then there's this lead that jumps in. It feels like it's hopping, like the song is hopping, but all keeping the same groove. And they use vocals at 1:15 as almost like an instrument. And it's very tastefully done. And it reminded me of this artist, and I'm probably butchering her name, Masa Kara, in her work with Fahid Mitra. They're Middle Eastern artists, and it's had this real taste to it, and it reminded me of them. And I had to go re-listen to that record because of it. And lots of tasteful breaks, and then especially the one at 1:40. I thought that, man, this is anybody with a critical ear will know this song is special. And at 2:10, the guitar beautifully repeats one of the musical themes throughout. At 2:40, it sounds like Dickie Betts from the Allman Brothers may have jumped in the band for about 10 seconds. And it just made me smile. I had a lot of interaction with the Allman Brothers earlier in my career. And if the guitarist didn't write this piece, then his interpretation of the composer's intention is as good as a session player gets. I doubt it. I would bet the guitar player wrote this, though. My guess is this guitar player also has just an amazing amount of influences. And I just love it when I hear a song like this, that you can just hear those influences coming through the writing and the performance. But the magic of the song is what we didn't hear. And so often we overwrite, especially with instrumentals. And they could have filled the gaps with a whole bunch of notes, but they didn't. And it was just really tasteful how this was done. And I would take this song and I would pitch it in a second. I think it's a very placeable song. It definitely made my hammock list, which is in the summertime, which, by the way, it's up to 35 here in Wisconsin today, and that's why I'm in a t-shirt, because it's almost summer again. But it is definitely a hammock song for me, and it's fantastic work. Kudos to the producers, and that's the third place winner.
You want to hear the clip?
Yeah, sure. Please. I thank you, Harry, for playing that. I just love that song. I love that song a lot. And I think if you listen to that from beginning to end, you'll see what I mean with all my notes there. Second place is we heard it performed earlier tonight, is Don't Ever Say Never Again. As I listen to songs, I jot down some notes and some one-liners, and then I go back and try to put them into cohesive thoughts. But so these reviews are a lot like my songwriting, where I just put these ideas and I stuff them away, and then I come back and I try to glue them all together. But my perception of the song completely changed over multiple playbacks. I didn't it didn't connect with me when I first heard it. But by the time I got into the sixth or seventh listen, or I heard it a few times, I really started feeling it. I love the time signature of this. The 6/8 or 3/4, and I can never figure out how to count that. But it's just got this shuffling groove, and a real slow groove, I should say, with an upbeat song. And but it moved up my list and nearly won. And let's see, what else did I say here about this? It's a great lyric and melody, and can make the producer and the producer arranger shine, and when you have a good lyric and melody, it's really a lot easier to produce a song, and that's what the song does. The entire arrangement, the lyric, the progression, the vocal rhythm, and the groove just pegs it. And this is just an all-around wonderful piece of work. And I've never done this before, but I'd like to share my initial thoughts, which substantially changed. This is what I wrote down initially. This is a breakup lyric, and it sounds like a celebration melody. It feels as if there's two songs here trying to work together. I would rewrite both of these with an upbeat lyric for the melody and a subdued melody for the lyric. Or maybe slowing this down by 20 BPMs might change the feel dramatically. Horns sound like they're in a different song, very upbeat at the end of a sad phrase, can't make up her mind. But this is why I listen to these songs over and over again, because here's some more of my current thoughts. Every part of this song is extremely well written. The time signature was a brilliant choice. The vocal phrasing, which may be more of a production issue, but it was excellent. But without a good lyric, you can't phrase a vocal, or without a good lyric and melody that's married together, it's hard. But it's difficult to have to make all these things work. Now, from a production standpoint, I'm just going to make a little production note here. This is excellent work, and the musical arrangement was crafted by a very skilled composer. And this has nothing to do with me listening and judging, but I just like to elaborate a little. But I still struggle a little with the horn arrangement. I think that there's a couple parts where it's maybe a little too much, but I would hire this producer in a second to do my own work. This is just an amazing piece of work, and one of the best overall crafted songs I've heard in a long time. And so finally, I have to choose. The hardest thing I had to do in 2020 is pick a winner for this contest. I shouldn't say it's the hardest thing, but there's some other challenges for all of us. But I have to pick a winner, and the winner is has one of the best opening lines I've ever heard, and the song is called "That's My Name." And it, unlike the second place song, which is a very complex and incredibly produced song, well, this is a well-produced song, but it's very simple, and doesn't have all that complexity in the production or even in the song. But again, when I heard this for the first time, and still do, my old man told me the day I left home, "Son, you're talking the only thing I own." Harry, did I jump ahead too far? Were you supposed to?
I have a clip for the second place if you want to do that.
Okay, why don't you do that? Yeah. No, sorry about that. I'm sorry. I get talking.
Consider if I did, then you'd promise to never walk out and leave me like that again. Don't you ever get tired of playing this game like a child who can't make up her mind? If you want to make nice
you can hear, I mean, just such a well done song. And I just love the feel of that song. You can't have a great song without a great melody and a great lyric and the chord progression. They're just all married together. And you know, those kinds of songs are just a producer's dream to produce, because it makes the job easier. Now back to the winning song, That's My Name. And that, like I said, the first line, that my old man told me the day I left home, son, you're taking the only thing I own, and that's my name. I mean, that is just, I still get chills. Like some of these lines in these songs are just awesome. The second line too is just as strong. Your hand-me-downs come from a long, proud line. So go make your mark and hold your head high. And you know, I think my father told me the same thing, just maybe in different words. And the verses in the song are stronger than the chorus, because there really isn't a chorus. It's just, you know, it's kind of like this A song, but there is a B in it, and but the hook is that's my name. And the verses are really the statement of the song. You know, like Barb said earlier, the DSA provides an evaluation form with lyric, melody, hook, structure, truth, and originality. And I don't know if there's any song here with more truth to it than this, but there's so many good ones that hit home. I got to say that there's just they were awesome. You know, in just another line in the last line of chorus, boy, you get the best of me, and that's my name. And you know, boy, you get the best of me, and that's my name. And it's just such an awesome line. And the melody works very well with this lyric. The melody in the chorus is a little stronger than the verses, but it doesn't matter with the lyrics because it's such a, you know, it doesn't matter because the hook is there. And it's let's see what else they say here. Strong, very well laid out song. And like I said, the truth is just off the charts. The originality, maybe others have written similar ideas, but not like this. And you know, we always talk about say the same thing over and over, you know, say the same thing in a different way than others have done in the past. Like, for example, if you're writing a song called All Night Long, well, you got to do it better than Joe Walsh and Lionel Richie and AC/DC. So I would probably choose just to figure different lyrics, you know, or to pick different lyrics here. And this is what this writer did. It's just kind of that genetic song or that history song about family, but he did it in a different way. And do you want to go ahead and play it, Harry, and then I'll just finish up?
Yeah, yes. For the winner, we played the whole song, so we're going to play the whole song.
Okay, all right, yeah, go ahead and do it. Yeah.
My old man told me the day I left home, son, you're taking the only thing I own. That's my name. Yeah, that's my name. Your hand-me-downs come from a long, proud line. So go make your mark and hold your head up high. You got my name. Yeah, that's my name. He said, I don't need big hopes and dreams to guide me. Good Lord knows I get by without fortune and fame. Son, I got it all with your mama right here beside me. Boy, you got the best of me, and that's my name. Son, I was raised, feet firm on the ground. Red dirt and blue jeans made the man I am now. You got my name. Yeah, that's my name. This cowboy life is full of promises and pain. As sure as God's faith is coursing through your veins, you got my name. Yeah, that's comes down to the life that you live and the values you hold. So I'll make my mark till I'm done and leave you something to pass down to your sons. Yeah, that's my name.
That song does it to me every time I hear it. It's just such a great song, and you know, and I think one of the challenges for this song as writers is that the production is so good that sending it to somebody, I'm not sure anybody else could do a better job on this. It's such a well-produced song, but it's really hard to even find critical feedback to offer to a song like that. Certainly I can pick it apart, and I did offer some things, but you can read that online. And the other interesting thing with that song is it almost feels like it's I think I mentioned a second ago, an AAA song, and that the chorus is, or the hook is really at the end of the verse and at the end of the chorus. And the chorus is kind of like more like a bridge, but almost the same structure as the verse. So it's really an interesting song, but my guess is whoever wrote it from the heart, and they, you know, and they weren't even thinking about it. They just wrote what they felt, and that's what makes great songs. But I just want to thank everybody again for, you know, I'm so proud to be just a small part of this of DSA, and BROADJAM has sponsored DSA, I think now for 20 years or so, and probably another 20 more, as long as we can all keep going. So, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
So don't go away, Roy.
Okay.
Before, I just want to say that Randy Overton was our first place winner from Waxahachie,
okay.
Texas. And he had COVID, so he didn't think he could make it here tonight.
I'm sorry.
I know. And then Steve Jackson was the Don't Ever Say Never Again winner for second place.
We just heard that.
Yeah. And then, of course, the third place winner was Lynn and his brother John Seligman from Sarasota, Florida, for the On the Caravan instrumental. So that's the names tied to the songs there. So Roy, before you go, I'd just like to take this time to thank you for our wonderful 20-year partnership with BROADJAM. You've been so instrumental in supporting this song contest as a sponsor and online submission partner. We are so very grateful for your partnership.
Thank you.
And the way you care about our members and the help that you've given us throughout the years, including all the educational programs that you've provided for us. We are so glad that Sherry Davis found you back in 1999. And we are
glad she looked under that rock, huh?
Yeah, that's right. We are so thankful to you, Roy, and we want to present you with a 2020 Excellence in Community Service Award, and here is how it reads. Thank you, Roy Elkins and the entire BROADJAM.com team for providing outstanding online services for the musicians and songwriting community.
Well, thank you, Barb. I appreciate that. Thanks, everybody. I'm honored to be part of this, and I continue to do it. There's nothing I like to do more than just listen to songs and play music myself. But, you know, I'm honored I get to do this for a living and do it for you guys. And by the way, we got to get a group of you up here to the Between the Waves Festival.
Yes.
We're going to do it online a little later this year.
Oh,
But
good.
next, yeah, we're going to have we didn't do it in 2020, obviously, for
Yeah.
COVID
Will you
reasons.
do it in May? Will it be in May or?
We're going to move it to October. We're going to have some individual sessions throughout the course of the year with,
Mm.
some of the people that have presented over the years. And then probably more like a 1 or 2 day long seminar in October.
That'll
Still
be
trying to
great.
work all that out. And then next year,
Mhm.
we're already planning to do a live event again in the October of 2022. And I'd love to get everybody up there. And maybe we can come down and do one
Yes.
down there at one day or like.
Yeah, we were kind of planning that, and then the COVID thing happened, and so yes. So let us know what else, whatever we can do to help you with that, because we certainly want to be involved with that.
Thank you, everyone, and good luck and
Thank
congrats to all winners and everybody.
Thank you, Roy. You're such a big part of our community.